Okay, here we go. I've actually found something that I bought quite a few months ago and then forgot about. I was planning on taking it to my home in the Philippines, so I had a game to play, but then couldn't fit everything in the luggage. So as a result, it's kind of been, you know, not really using it, but I've got a hold of it anyway. I want one of these, obviously, to take to the Philippines because that's my plan. So I've got a game, but I've been eyeing this for quite a while. Really want to make sure that I can, get it all together, build it. Partly because it's a nice, easy game to play, kill team. Doesn't require much space, which is unfortunately a problem that I have. It's got two armies that I like, models for two armies that I'm obsessed about, and obviously it's a kill team starter kit. I really hope that they don't stop printing this because I just love the Death Corps, and the Ork Commandos look absolutely fierce. It'll go great with my what's it called? My freebooters, my sort of freebooter orcs. Who, obviously I'm in the process of building up at the moment. Right, so I'm just going to go through. Now, although this is an old kit, I still feel it's worth going through it. Because I know for a fact from actually being given some Death Corps on my birthday last year, the kit for the Death Corps is outstanding value for money, and I think it's completely appropriate that I kind of go through and explain why I feel that this is such a good kit. Now, let's start off with the actual Death Corps models. So the Death Corps are a unit of 10. They are described as being Death Guard veterans. However, the number of options that you have in the kit and the amount of different ways that you can build them, it is possible to build these as regular infantry, or even create two command squads with them. As far as value for money goes, I can't fault this. Now, the box from Games Workshop is £65. This is £35, plus then you've got the commandos. Again, I think that's another £35, so that's already a saving on buying them separately. And then on top of that, I'll just show you the commandos as well. So again, you can see you've got quite a lot there. I've never built these commandos, so I don't know whether or not these have got absolutely huge numbers of options, but I suspect they do. And again, you might be able to kind of peg them as either different, just make your commandos look very unique on the battlefield, or potentially even, use them as, I don't know, obviously I don't really know the new Ork rules because I haven't had a chance to get through them, but there might be something else that you can kind of use them for, maybe like heavy options. So anyway, I think there's some very important, useful stuff on those sprues. They themselves are worth the cost of the kit, to my mind. As you know, I've not got any agreement with Games Workshop to buy all of this stuff for myself. So I review things and give them my personal opinion. And I truly believe that is a fantastic value for money, just to begin with. On top of that, you get some terrain. Now, the terrain is not, it's nothing particularly special. It's a scrapyard, but by the same logic, it's a good scrapyard. Look, when you think about it, again, potentially at least £40 worth of terrain when you add it all up. So you've got some very orky scrapyard kit, and then you've got something that looks like more like an Imperial kit. Again, that's great for Necromunda if you play Necromunda. So I believe, as I said, it's personal opinions always this. I believe that this is worth it. It's kind of like, I don't know, some kind of poster. It's just like an inset that. Anyway, so you get a little core rule book, which, obviously fantastic. You get a little play mat, just so that you can have some terrain to work on and put all your stuff down. Obviously die bases and a couple of transfer sheets for different kind of Ork clans, obviously you get your Krieg transfer kit. Now, obviously, I'm not familiar with the kind of the rule books here. I'm not going to open the rule book. I'm just going to leave that there because I don't need that right now. What I'm curious about is actually in this here. So is the obviously building stuff. I'm curious about how many different ways you can build the commandos. So I'm really curious about that, and I'm going to have a look at that now. If I can get this open. There we go, got it. So this is where I'm going to really sort of think things through. As I said, I know from the Astra Militarum point of view, the Krieg are fantastic value for money. Some nice counters as well in this I like. Then we got our Recruit Edition book. I assume there's some kind of additional rules or core rules, missions to play, so that's quite nice. Said I'd love the boarding action one, but I just don't have the money right now and I don't have the space. I'm kind of running out of space for models now. Right, so I'm just going to kind of breeze over the Death Corps one, and then I'm going to check what you can do with the commandos, and hopefully then I can give you kind of some clear understanding of what you get in this box. As I said, I know that the Death Corps, you get a lot, and I'm really chuffed with them. So let's have a look at your options. So you've got the Nob, Commando Nob. He's got, let's have a look here. Everyone says he with orcs. You know, it's like they're completely genderless, aren't they? But you know, they are always referred to as boys. It's kind of, I don't know. It's probably why I use like lads and, and boys and guys and things like that as gender neutral terms now, because I've been using them as like that in Warhammer for so long. Anyway, the Commando Nob comes with either a power claw, you know, or an axe. His gun options look like a sort of one standard gun, but obviously it's a sighted gun. But he can. Let's have a look here. So you've got, yeah. So he's quite, you know, versatile. 2 different heads. Slight weapon options, so you know you can kit them out very differently. That's important for points battles because you know I'm going to assume that the axe is cheaper, assuming that points still exist in the new edition. And then moving on from there, your actual commandos themselves. Again, you've got some head options. Predominantly, it is head options that are the main kind of change, but there's also things like a rocket launcher. So you can do like pistols or rocket launchers. Again, very, very useful that you've got that. Again, flamers or pistols. So again, that's kind of useful. Let's have a look at what else we've got now. Again, you can do a regular boy or a boy with comlink. You've got the head options, gas mask types. Let's see what else we've got. So looking through it, although they are obviously Ork commandos and not much else, you can still make a significant number of unique models out of them. So basically, if there's pretty much 2 different options per body pose, that potentially gives you, you know, 20, I think, different poses. Well, different looks to them. Yeah, because then you've got a Dakar, you know, someone with like Dakar or just a regular boy. Then you've got a bomb squid and a commando grot. So I think, you know, although they're not quite as amazing as the veterans, because as I said, I believe that the Death Corps veterans you could turn into veterans, you could turn into regular troops, you can turn them into a command squad, you could even, with the right, you know, with enough patience, you could turn them into a special weapons squad. So it's not like you've just got are really simple, and you don't even need to convert them to do that. They just like that. Now the commandos, yes, they are commandos, and there's not much else you can say about that. However, I still think it's great that you can do kind of two completely different looks. Which means if you buy a second box of this, you've got 20 Ork commandos, and they don't look all the same. So I feel personally that this is like a lot of positive stuff in here. I can't fault what I'm looking at. Now, I think when I do my how to build video a bit later on, the intention will be that I will do them as described in the rule book, in the build. So basically I will do them exactly as the build suggests, and they will be veteran guardsmen. But even then, it's like, you know, then I really need to look at the new 40k rules, don't I? I'm waiting actually to see whether or not the Horus Heresy rules for the it's not the it's the Imperial Army back then, or the Solar Auxilia. I believe there's potentially some rules coming out for them that gives you a lot more freedom. I think though, if I build them as veterans again, because I've already got some troops, I've then got a command squad. I'll have two sets of veterans, and then if I ever buy another one, they'll probably end up being a regular veterans, and then if I buy another one, I'll probably end up going for maybe a command squad to break it down a bit. But as I said, I think from a point of view of what you get in this box, I think it's a good box. I actually think, I hate opening things with my teeth, but I've left my knife all the way over there. It's out of reaching distance. Anyway, just have a quick flick through the core rules, because I'm kind of curious. I wonder if they're going to update these rules for the new 40k. But I think, to be honest, it'd be worth checking if these actually kind of match anyway. That would actually be quite interesting to see. Okay, so there's, you know, I'm liking this, a nice little easy to read book. I'm hoping that I can encourage my son to play a game with me soon. Fortunately, he's become a slave to his computer at the moment. Let's have a look. Quite cool, you can have special ops campaigns, which is good. The kind of thing I enjoy doing, these little battles and then building up over time. Oh well, right, so there we go. I think, you know, I'm really happy with what this box entails. It's got lots of lovely little data sheets for each individual one. It explains how they're all kind of put together. So there we go. I think I'm very, you know, I'm really chuffed with this. I think it's quite a lovely little book, little game. I'll definitely be probably buying a copy to take to the Philippines one time. But there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed my review. Please like and subscribe, because I do like making these videos. I'm going to build these in a little bit. Hopefully I'll build you some really interesting, interesting combo, and you'll see how I put them together. And then we'll, go from there. Thanks for watching.